First of all, I wanted to thank all of you for coming today. This is a case that has captured the attention of this entire city regarding the actions that occurred on April 17th involving, among other people, Detective Shandy Cobane. So let me begin by emphasizing that I take pride in the work that the men and women of the Seattle Police Department do each and every day to keep the people of Seattle safe. I also want to make it clear that the issue of race and institutions, including the police, have been a barrier to having a close working relationship. I want to emphasize that what happened on April 17, 2010, that the use of those comments that included race will not be tolerated by this department and is unacceptable at all levels of the department. The outcome of this case will make it clear to all what my expectations are. The department has completed a thorough and exhaustive investigation process, which included, we first forwarded it to the King County Prosecutor's Office, and they did a thorough review of the case, and they declined to file any charges. I then forwarded the case to Seattle City Attorney's Office. They too did a very detailed review of the case and declined to file any charges. Prosecutor Pete Holmes added an additional step where he requested an independent outside agency to review the actions of the officers, and that agency found that their actions were in compliance with the law. But that being said, Detective Cobane's remarks that night were totally unacceptable and do not meet the high bar that we have in this city for our police department. And because of his actions that evening, Cobane will be suspended for 30 days without pay. He's going to be required to sign a last chance agreement. He's transferred from the gang unit and required to complete some additional training and community service. That 30-day suspension is the maximum amount of discipline available to me, short of termination. So what we're talking about here is 6 weeks without pay is what the final discipline is. Because of the additional training and community service requirements, this is the most severe discipline, short of termination, that I've seen in 31 years. So let me talk a little bit about what that's about. These additional requirements are as follows. Cobane will report directly to Deputy Chief Nick Betts, as you see him here on my right, until all these requirements have been satisfied. I have to say that Cobane has expressed a willingness to begin his work right away, even volunteering to perform these duties while on his unpaid time off. When the requirements have been completed, Cobane will be reassigned to the patrol operations as a patrol officer. The precinct and shift of assignment, which I haven't made a decision on where that's going to be, but let me make it clear, I'm not hiding any of my officers, so if they go back out on the street, it's for them to go back on the street. He won't be riding a desk somewhere, he will be out there working the street. But initially, Cobane will partner directly with Officer Diaz from our community outreach group. As I said, Cobane will sign a last chance agreement, and if he's found to commit any additional major misconduct, he will be subject to termination. He's going to be attending some community outreach training. Cobane will attend the Race and Power Illusion training. That's part of our Race and Social Justice initiative for the department and for the city. He will be attending some ongoing discussions with leaders from the Latino community. Cobane will complete some community service with a Latino organization. The amount of hours in which organization is to be determined. I really want him to spend a lot of time in the community, and it will probably extend beyond just the Latino community. I need him out in the community. I want him facing up to the community and talking about what he did and what occurred. Cobane will attend the Seattle Police Department's Latino Advisory Council meetings. He's also going to be part of a video that we will produce that will look at lessons learned from this particular incident. He will be meeting with new hires when they come on. He will be going to roll calls to discuss what occurred. There'll be some who say that I've been too lenient, and so others that think I'm being too severe. At the end of the day, the decision is mine. It's my responsibility to ensure that the punishment is just. And frankly, as you all know by how much time that I took on this one, that I've struggled with this case. I've struggled as a chief of this department, of 31 years with this department, of my pride in this organization, and the fact that being a Latino, what he did was completely unacceptable. I also have to be able to prove a case of termination. But I am confident in my decision, and I believe that the level of discipline matches the employee misconduct. There is an element of restorative justice that I hope will begin to restore some of the community trust that we've all lost over the past year. Think about it. Cobane is a 17-year veteran of this department. He's received a number of awards through these years, including the Excellence Award in 2003. He helped save a woman in a DV situation where she was shot in the head in 2007. He received an award in that particular case where he risked his life. All that went up in smoke on the night of April 17th. All of his prior good reputation. I do believe he's a good officer. He made a huge mistake. He apologized for his publicly for what he did. I appreciate that, but that was just one of many things that I looked at. You know, I'm confident that he's learned from his mistakes, but again, I also believe in need trust but verify. And the way to do that is, if he hasn't learned from his mistakes, there is a last chance agreement that he will be signing. Learning from this incident and respecting the process, we will now move forward, continue to do what we do every day, providing professional police service to our community. I've also made it clear to the Seattle Police Officers Guild, specifically to the President, Rich O'Neill, and this statement will be going out to the department today, that termination will be the presumptive penalty for any employee who uses racial slurs or inappropriate inserts of race in the performance of his or her duties in the future. So basically what I'm saying is the line's been drawn here. I thought I made it clear. Now it is very clear. There will be a presumption of termination in the future for anybody using racial or ethnic slurs. And then lastly, I want to take an opportunity to thank the Latino community and all the communities of Seattle for your patience and understanding. I thought it was important that I get this information out before Saturday. There's a meeting with Department of Justice and some of the community groups. I think I just increased their attendance by making sure that I wanted to ensure that they knew what my decision was going to be in this particular case, so that they could move forward and discuss that with DOJ also. I'm willing to take some...
Everything that I said when I issued my public apology last year, I am truly sorry for the damage that I've caused. I know that my actions let a lot of people down, not just my fellow officers, but people in the community as well. The punishment I am receiving is severe. I will not appeal it. I am grateful for a second chance. I promise Chief Diaz that I will not only do everything that he has asked, but I will exceed those expectations. I am a good person and a good officer, and I care about people and public service. I look forward to doing my part to restoring some of the community trust that the department lost because of my actions.